high-tech slide setup, sorry if you can't see that. I work for a company called CodeThink. We're pretty small. I think it's 100 people based in Manchester, and we mostly do open source software, and we tend to try and use open source software for our tools, and the sort of chat DM app that we have is IRC. And stand-ups take place on IRC, both so that remote people can join and so we can have a record. And so this is, when I joined the company, this is sort of what they look like. Kurt comes along, see if he's got a theme. He wants to start the stand-up, so he needs to know to name check Chris and Dave, who both wave to say hi. That's a little, I didn't recognize some of these symbols before I started using IRC. That's a little wave for anyone who doesn't know. Then Kurt needs to remember that Dave and Chris are there in the order that they're in. This obviously gets more complicated the more people you get. Our teams can have kind of up to about 15 people. It's probably not ideal, but you know, most things aren't ideal. Then Kurt gives his update. Kurt finishes his update by name checking Dave. You can see he's misspelled Dave's name, very rude. And that's obviously not good for when this is recorded later for searching that. Dave gives him his update, name checks Chris whilst forgetting to put his IRC tag on the end there. And then we move to the discussion, so Chris has to remember that he's last and everyone has to remember who's next, and that's a bit manual and tedious. And then at the end, Kurt has to copy and paste this from IRC and somehow get it into our wiki, which is GitLab, and that's obviously cutting and pasting. People had scripts that sort of floated around and would work for one version of an IRC client and not another, or if someone did something weird, like I think someone once used like this when I was doing that, so that messed up the whole script for whatever reason. And it was all just a bit tedious, so I came along and I thought, you can definitely automate this. And I got some protestations, some people said, no, you can't do that, or there'll be these problems or whatever, but now it was sucks to you, you totally can. So the solution I came up with looks like this. So we're in this channel. I've not got time to explain the name. Just go with it. Can everyone see, by the way? You're right. My normal shortcut is not working for that. I don't know why. And I've only got time check. Some minutes. There's even less time now. So yeah, I can start the setup. It has been configured to know that Chris, Dave, and Kurt are here. It gives some rules explaining how to use the bot, and it will momentarily ping them. So if I go to this other screen, we'll be able to join. What channel is this in? #veto. Kurt can be in. Attention. Should have picked a smaller band. Oh well, Chris doesn't. It's still waiting for Chris. If he had joined, it would be give a nice, you know, when you've got 50 people joining stand-up, keeping a track of who's in and who's not, and it just gets a bit onerous. So you can start. It name checks me. It can get my. That's what my name is. My real name is John Graham. That's obviously configured because this is kind of a developer server, but it gets the name from IRC just automatically, so it's all consistent. You can give your update, and that again, weird symbol for anyone who's on this little I'm done sort of wave, name check the next person. The aim is to keep things simple as possible. So you see Kurt, there's nothing special that you need to do if Kurt just goes AFK and is not available for whatever reason. And it won't try and spot that situation, like if they leave or anything, it won't try and do anything special. So you can put other people out of the stand-up. It will make sure you don't do that by accident. You could just do that. And then we're in the discussion, so we need to do that. This will fail, not just because of the demo effect, but because I haven't given it a token. GitLab Wiki is backed by a Git repo, which makes it really easy to do this, but you need an access token. I tried to prepare one. Obviously I don't want to put one on the screen in front of everyone, but I failed to do that before the time, so sorry, I'm not prepared enough. But this is what you get when you get an error. So a little closer look at that. So the backend that's talking to GitLab is actually a script. This gives you the command in the script that failed. It's the git clone, usually it's the git clone, and it gives you the full error from that, and it lets you retry. So yeah, that is you. That is that. The source is available if anyone wants it. I think this is a bit niche, so at the moment it's only on our servers. I'm not sure if that's open to the public. If you want to have a look or whatever, do ping me. I'm a software engineer in a software engineering company making software for the other software engineers to use. If this crashes, it would be very embarrassed. So it's tested to fuck. There's about, I can't even remember, there's lots of behave tests. One of the things I like about the way I set up the behave test is that I can just sort of have this mini DSL where you write what should appear in the stand-up, and it will make sure that we will say that and expect that person to say that, and that's a regex for that, and blah, blah, blah. It's really nice. If you go and put a bot online, code thing, first thing that the very helpful engineers will do there is try and break it. One of the very helpful ways they tried to do was by giving it loads of input. One person gave it so much input that they got banned from IRC, or kicked off of it, which was fine by me, that's absolutely fine. They will also try and see if it passes unescaped things to a shell. They'll see if it's got an AI backing it and to ignore previous instructions and insult me. So one time, how much time have I got left? I made a shell veto that did exactly that. It took unescaped input from the user, simply gave it to a shell, and ran it. I also did not run this on my machine, I ran it in a container. I put some protection against fork bombs in there, but I was just watching kind of GitLab run jobs anyway, so I didn't really care. I gave it to them, they eventually worked out what it did. They can ls things, they can run arbitrary commands, IDU, 0, IDUN, root. Who am I? Root. Not one of them dared to actually tell it to RMRF/, which I was very disappointed about. I'm going to call all of them out as wusses. Not because I know that they are wusses, because I know that they are not here. So that's fine. Yeah, that's it. I don't know if we've got time for anyone. Quick question, shout out. If not, catch me later, that's fine.